see Zach Patterson!
Here we go for another edition of Jofo in the Ring. And yes, my name is Frank Jofo, and we have a special guest, a new up-and-coming wrestler in the IWS, one of my top favorites in IWS right now, Zach Patterson. What's going on, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good, very good. So I was at the last event at Blood, Sweat, and Beers, and you had a match. You had the first match of the night, and if I'm not mistaken, that was your first match with the IWS?
Yeah, my first match with the IWS.
And it was a title shot against the title holder. Can you describe what the feeling was having your first ever match for a title in the IWS?
Oh, it was super exciting. I was extremely nervous because it was at the Mtelus, and I've seen show there, so I was really excited and nervous to wrestle there. I didn't know how the fans is going to react to me, so I was a bit nervous with that, but it went well. I loved the match, and Kevin was awesome.
Kevin Blanchard, he's been a champion for a long time, and he gave you the handshake salute, basically saying that, you know what, you had a great match, and you know what, to me, that's like more or less of the passing of the torch. Do you see a singles title in your future in the IWS?
I hope so. I hope I win every title. I want to be a Grand Slam champion in IWS.
And for all the viewers out there, because I know we have a lot of female. Are you a single guy, or how old are you? What's the story with Zach Patterson?
I'm currently single, and I'm 21 years old. And my Instagram is Zak Patterson W.
Oh, there you go, ladies. Check him out. DM him there. You never know. But jokes aside, what's the what do you do to get ready for a match? Because we all know that you're in very good shape. You look the part. What's your daily routine? What do you eat? What do you go to the gym? What's the story with you?
My daily routine. I work at a gym, so it's very easy to train. And I wake up early. I eat what my coach told me to eat because I pay someone to get me my meal program and my program in the gym. So I follow that, and usually I go in the gym after the lunch. I train. I come back. I take a shower, and usually. Sometimes I train twice or I do cardio after, but I'm really focused on my things, so to not escape of that.
It seems that way because you look in great shape. You look great in the ring.
Thank you.
We haven't seen you. We haven't heard you on the mic yet, but we know Jeremy Prophet's one of the best in the business in IWS. So hopefully to see you maybe one day fight Jeremy Prophet in a tag match, and you do have a chance to fight the tag team champions in a #1 contenders match for the tag titles. And your partner is no other than Franky the Mobster, Franky the Beast King. He's been on this show. We know what he's all about. What is Franky the Beast King to you?
Franky is like a big brother to me because he knows my father, Bertrand Hébert, since forever. And when I was born, he gave me my first teddy bear. So it's like a big brother to me. When I was younger, I wanted to wrestle with him. I wanted to wrestle against him. And at first, the first name that I wanted to have when I was very young was Zach the Mobster because of him.
Oh wow!
So I'm really excited to team up with him, and it's going to be great.
Honestly, I'm gonna say out of the 4 teams, you guys are the biggest team in that. We've also interviewed Chris Tara and Alex Mace. They're ready for the match. 2 young gun teams. as well as
Yes.
Fernando. Is there a team that you can't look past, or is there somebody that you have to look out for in this four-way team, in this four-way match?
Um, I I want to see how Judas and his brother. I don't remember their name in English, but les enfants de cœur
Okay.
are going to be, because I know they're brothers, so I think their chemistry is going to be their chemistry is going to be awesome. So I want to do a little thing with them.
They, you know what? Usually the brothers, like you would say, like people that are family, like the Heart Foundation. You know, they were always a great team because they're a family-oriented team. They're always together, so maybe they might have the upper edge. But I think if it comes down to strength and power, I think you guys have all in the on your side because you guys are the two
Yes.
biggest guys in IWS, and you guys are a tag team together. You're for the number one contendership for the tag team titles. Is there a tag team? Uh, we know that the Black Quebecois and the TDT are going for the titles once again in the main event in a ladders war match. Is there a team that you want to face more than the other team, or it doesn't matter who you guys face?
TDT, because they've been together for a long time now,
Okay.
and I'm really excited to work with them. I think it's going to be very cool and very hard hitting.
After you know what, I was talking to Jeremy about it, and I go, "Fuck," I go, I've never heard of a lateral wars match. I go, what's that match consist of? He goes, I don't know. He goes, and we're gonna have to wait and see because I know there's gonna be ladders involved, but to the extent of what the ladders are gonna be used for, we're just gonna have to wait and see on October 16th at Mtelus Arena.
I
Okay.
wrestled against Franky in the main event in
Okay.
Beauharnois in
And,
my
and
hometown.
how was that experience? Because we know that Frankie's is a veteran in the Quebec game in wrestling. So
Yes.
how was it to wrestle him?
It was like a dream, because uh, one thing that I uh, checked in my bucket list was
Yeah.
wrestle against Frankie, because I know him for forever. So when I wrestled with him after we went backstage, and I just cried. I was super happy because the match went well. Yeah, I was in my hometown and I was against Frankie. It was perfect.
That's great. That's great. It's great to see because you know what? It's great when you see the older wrestlers passing down the torch to the young ones. You know,
Yeah.
giving some knowledge to the young guys. You know, and it comes back after, right? So as much as Frankie's shown you how to do a lot of your set moves, now you guys are a tag team, and maybe the dream to imagine you had a dream of wrestling Frankie. Now you have a dream of wrestling with Frankie and potentially becoming the IWS champions. So I hope to see that happen on October 16th. There's another person that brought you up as well, and he was a surprise guest last week on our show. Is Jacques Rougeau, and he is
Oh yeah.
doing the Lutte Academy, and he brought you up. To me, for someone like Jacques Rougeau, and the first person he brought up was Zach Patterson, and I'm like, wow, I'm interviewing Zach. I'm like, wow, he's a great talent and everything. What can you say about Jacques Rougeau and this Lutte Academy that's coming up in 2022?
I don't know him personally a lot, so every time I see him, he's always very kind, very nice with me. He wants me to participate in the academy. I'm not sure yet because I'm still waiting to know all the information, but
Okay.
it's a great project. If it works like you want, it's going to be great.
Well, you know what? The information that I have heard is that there's going to be potential for winners and maybe even the people that do not win that have a chance to try out at the Nightmare Factory, where Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall have their training camp for the AEW product. So it's a big opportunity for Quebec wrestlers, especially I mean Canada wrestlers, especially Quebec wrestlers because of the friendship with Jacques Rougeau. But I could see you going far as well. And honestly, I would love, and I'm going to say it right now, you remind me of a younger Jeremy Prophet. I know I'm
Oh
trying
yeah.
to a little bit biased because he's our co-host, but I would love to see you and Jeremy kick it off in the ring one day. What would you say about Jeremy and Zach Patterson one day?
Yeah, I would love to, because we both are in great shape. He can do things that I can do, and I think our wrestling style is going to match very well together against each other.
Is there a wrestler that I know we talked about Frankie, but is there a wrestler from WWE or maybe WCW from back in the day that, because I'm sure when you were a kid you were watching wrestling, that's how you got into wrestling. But was there
Yeah.
one wrestler that you always idolized that, Jesus, I want to be like this guy when I grow up?
Um, if I have to wrestle someone whenever the time, it would be Kurt Angle, just because of my Olympic background style, and he's an Olympic champion. So I would love to fight Kurt Angle or either Chad Gable. Chad Gable, when I seen him the first time in NXT, I was like, "Oh, that guy is awesome. I want to be like that guy. He's perfect."
You know what's funny is that the style you wrestle is almost similar to them as well. And like I said, I watched you that match live. I was very impressed, and to see you say that right now, it's something like, wow. I'm like, this is where I've seen this kind of wrestling before, from Chad Gable, which I'm a big fan of right now today, and Kurt Angle from the past, because I'm an older guy. I watched Kurt Angle when I was younger, and you mimic him to the T. And honestly, if there's that, you never know. Maybe one day you'll be able to fight Kurt Angle in a big promotion. You just never know
Yeah.
these days in wrestling. For this Saturday at Mtelus, October 16th, is there any other goals that you want to get in the IWS besides becoming a tag team champion?
For sure, I would love to fight Kevin one more time because I love the person and I love his style. So I would love to fight him one more time to win the belt eventually. And yeah, I know now Mike Bailey is the champion and he's my coach. So it would be great to fight him for the IWS title too. I would love that. Um, Another veteran that I would like to fight is Benjamin Toll,
Ooh.
because it's another guy that I grown up watching him in the NCW and everything because my dad was there. So I already know him, and I want to face him for sure.
So besides IWS, is there any other promotions that you fight for that everyone else could come and check you out if they're in the area to come see you?
I wrestled at IZW. I wrestled one time for FCL, one time for an SPW. I'm supposed to be back in an SPW if they want. Um, and I wrestle for BCW. Um, I can wrestle everywhere. Like I just want to get better and to have more knowledge and
So
be.
the more matches you do, the better you are, and the more farther you'll go into wrestling, basically, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if I have to be in Sherbrooke tomorrow, I will go
Great, great,
anywhere.
great.
I just want to wrestle.
That's great. It's great to hear. If you wanna tell everybody where they could find you on social media, so they could find you and follow your journey, then maybe one day you'll be in the WWE and AEW. Go ahead, Zach. The
Yes.
floor is yours.
Zach Patterson on Facebook. That's my page, and on Instagram it's Zach Patterson W. You can find me easily. And I
Perfect,
have
perfect.
Twitter too. I'm new on Twitter. I had
Okay.
Twitter, but I didn't really use it. But it's the same handle as Instagram, Zach
One
Patterson
one thing
W.
about Twitter is that it's a different world than Facebook and Instagram. You have to be
Yeah,
ready to be on Twitter. Take it
that.
from me. I've been on it for a couple of years, and I'm still like, what the hell's going on here? It's incredible. But
Yeah, me too.
so
My
if
dad
anyone
helps
wants,
me a lot.
if anyone wants to follow Zach on his journey, follow him on all those social medias as well as ours on Jofo in the Ring, on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter as well. We're on TikTok as well. Zach, we are behind you 100%. I am afraid of Frankie the Mobster,
Thank
so I'm
you.
going to be going for you guys 100% in that match. But good luck to you in that match. Is there one last thing you want to tell your competitors that night that you're going to be fighting?
Be ready to enter the power zone.
And one last thing I forgot to ask you. Did you guys come up with a tag team name? Because the Sexy Eddie and the Animal are still trying to come up with their name. They might be coming with Sexy Beast or Sexy Animals, but I know that you guys don't have a tag team name. Is that something in the future, or are you just going to go with your names, or do you have a tag team name ready for that event?
We don't have a tag team name yet. Maybe until the event we will have
Ooh.
one, but yet we don't have anything.
Perfect, perfect. So we'll be on the lookout for that. And if anyone that is listening to this right now hasn't gotten tickets are still on for sale. It might be sold out by the time this interview comes out, but if it's not, please get there. I will be there with my Jofo crew and all my friends cheering on Zach Patterson and Franky the Mobster, and of course all the IWS wrestlers there. Support independent wrestling, support Montreal wrestling. Zach, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure, an honor, and I can't wait to see you live once again this Saturday. Good luck this Saturday, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Fernando De la Cruz.
Here we go for another edition of Jofo in the Ring. And yes, my name is Frank Jofo, and this right here is Fernando De la Cruz. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, not too much. Just chilling in my home gym here. Got a workout in and I'm ready to go.
Well, this Saturday is Scarred for Life, but I was at the last event, Blood, Sweat, and Beers, and I have to say, I've been waiting to show you this video. I was in the front row, and there was some guys beside me, and they loved your entrance just as much as me. Let's take a look at the action here.
Guy's losing his mind. George Michaels, man, he gets you.
You know what it is? I like I said, it was my first ever experience live at the IWS, and I have to say, many more to come. I'm going to be there every single time, but this guy beside me was loving your entrance. Tell us where the entrance music and the entrance came from, Fernando.
So I was actually literally the day before I selected this theme song, which I've had since the beginning of my career. I was watching some video on YouTube where there was this guy, I think he was called Sexy Sax Man. I think if you type that in on YouTube, you'll find the video I'm talking about. This guy just goes to malls and he has a saxophone. He stands up on tables in the food court and just starts playing Careless Whisper and like freaking people out. The security is trying to take him out. He's playing it in their face, and it's hilarious. And I'm like, man, that would be a sick entrance theme. And then boom.
Big #1 contenders match for the tag titles. You were in that match. Casanova Promotions. Can you tell us
production?
Sorry, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so Giordano's actually been around for about 8 years, but okay. The thing with Giordano was he's so good at like graphics and doing like he's really good like tech like a tech guy, and IWS has been using him a lot to do like the entrance videos and the tech stuff. So he's kind of been stuck in that role for a while, which is why he hasn't had many matches. And so when I first started training, I noticed that he had a character that came out with a suit jacket, and he did this thing that before the match would start, he would take forever to take off his jacket, and then either he would jump his opponent, or his opponent would charge him, and they get right into it. And you know, I liked it was a bit different. You know, not every match has to start with a lockup, and it's like I liked what he was doing with that. And at the time, I was just starting to use the Fernando character, and I had a jacket too, and he's a fellow Italian. So I'm like, you know, maybe. And at the time, I was new, and he wasn't really doing much. So I'm like, maybe if we team together, we can get on more shows and get the ball rolling a bit. So that's why he's Giordano, the producer. I had like the Fernando kind of Casanova gimmick, so we just merged the two things, Casanova Productions, boom, and there you go.
Well, as you said before, if Fernando De la Cruz is going to be, if this is the last time we're going to see him, what if you do end up winning this match this Saturday and go on to face the tag team champions at a later date, is Fernando dead, or are you just gonna be going with the new character for the number one contender for the tag titles at the next event?
Yeah, Fernando's finished. It's going to be Matt Viviani from this point on, and we're going to keep the name Casanova Productions. It's a good name, and also we're looking at some tag team logos and stuff to fit the new direction of my character. And Giordano the producer is actually changing his name to JT Producer, and his like aesthetic and gear is going to pretty much match mine, like that 80s synthwave style, the chromatic letters and the almost like neon writings, and because he's the producer, so his aesthetic's going to be more like 8-track cassette tapes. I'm going to have palm trees on my gear, and the only problem is now is getting the gear made, man. Everybody's booked up the ass. It's
I know.
And the biggest ball bust is I still have tights that say Fernando on it. I'm thinking of just taking a permanent marker to the fucking letters and just boom, getting rid of the. Can I swear on here?
Of course.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good.
The show is called Jofo, which stands for Just Our Fucking Opinion. So,
that's great.
Anything goes. Speaking about anything goes, we know that you guys are going to be in that number one contendership match. You will, if you do win, you'll be facing one of two teams, the Tabarnak team or Black Quebecois. Is there a preference? Which one do you want to fight? And which one do you want to fight the most out of those two teams?
Man, that's a tough one. Giordano and myself have faced TDT twice before, both in losing efforts. They're a really good experienced tag team, two really, really amazing wrestlers. Every time we get in the ring with them, there's something to learn. As for Black Quebecois, I actually just wrestled for the first time in a singles match, Carl Jepson, a couple weeks ago at ALE in Danville. It was a really fun match. I thought we did really well, and he's a guy I'd love to mix it up in the ring with again. And I actually had my first and only match with Jeremy Prophet we did some tapings during COVID.
The quarantine
with no
sessions.
fans. Yeah.
Sessions on YouTube. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That was my first experience in the ring with Jeremy Prophet, and another learning experience. Amazing wrestler. Either team is fine with me. I'm sure Giordano and I will pick up a lot wrestling either team. Just a great learning experience either way for us.
Is there a team that you guys are looking out or looking past in the Fatal 4-Way match? Like, I know that Kristara and Alex Mays will be tagging for the first time. I know they were a tag team in a 3-way tag team match in the last event, but now they are an official tag team. It's their first time, and then you have the other teams as well. Zach Patterson and Franky the Mobster look like the big favorites here. What do you have to talk about those guys?
Franky the Mobster absolutely had his way with me at Unfucking Sanction in 2019. I think I took about like 6 overhead belly to bellies. He choke slammed me like 13 feet in the air. He's an intimidating guy.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. He is a beast. When he gets his hands on you, you levitate. You don't even know what's happening, and you're upside down, head over heels. You're done if he grabs you. And Zach Patterson, he's another one, brand new on the scene, very impressive. I saw a match he had with Franky the Mobster at BCW. He lifted him over. He had him in like a fall-away slam grip, and then turned him into a suplex. Impressive as hell, man. He's another one to look out for here. And as far as Alex Mays and Kristara go, another two up-and-coming wrestlers. Train very much under Speedball Mike Bailey during the pandemic and up until now. They've learned so much in such a short amount of time under one of the best wrestlers in the world. So they're definitely, don't overlook them. And as for the Bay City Choir Boys, I've never gotten in the ring with either one of them, but I've seen glimpses of their work, and they seem like a very cohesive team, and they got a lot of tag team maneuvers and synchronized offense.
Are they brothers? by any chance?
Yeah, they are. They are.
Okay, so
And
they have a little bit of an advantage over their teams. It's family there. They know more. You know more of each other than everybody else. So
yeah, that's it. They know each other like the back of their hand, I'm sure. And they're going to be a definitely one of the teams to really look out for in this one, because one of those tag team maneuvers hit, that could be it.
I can tell that you're very good on the mic. You have the mic skills. Does that have something to do with Professor Shane Hawk at the training center that you guys train at?
Yeah, Shane Hawk is an excellent storyteller in and out of the ring. He can put a promo together on the fly and just pick you apart and destroy you if he wants in a promo. And yeah, he's at a different level when it comes to in-ring psychology. I think he might, when it comes to psychology, he might be the top guy here. He sees stories in matches like I've never seen anybody before. He has a way to just what's the word I'm looking for? Just like granularly dissect a match and just build a perfect story.
I guess that's why he's called the Professor, right?
That's it. That's it. And
yeah, so continue. Sorry.
As far as like the charisma in promos go, I got to give that to Matt Lee, who was my teacher up until he left. He really emphasized promos, and he's actually how I got on the Fernando character. It was in one of his classes. Yeah, it's actually he would do promo classes, and I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and we were driving around, and I was listening to the radio, and I was like, the radio these days just sucks so bad. I'm like, I wish it was like Grand Theft Auto, where you turn on the radio and there's comedians, they're talking shit, there's commercials, they're hilarious, the music's all good. It's just no matter what radio station you turn on, you're entertained. And then I brought up in Vice City, there's this radio station called Emotion 96, and the host is Fernando Martinez, and he always brings women on his show and makes them super uncomfortable. He's like, "Oh, Fernando loves the smell of your skin. Fernando would like to touch you." And then the women like storm out of the studio, and it's always hilarious. So I started imitating Fernando, and my ex-girlfriend was laughing. And then she's like, "Why don't you just, for your promo class, do this Fernando thing?" And then I'm like, it's stupid, And then promo class comes, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, shit, I got nothing. And then I go up to do the promo, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And Matt Lee's like, just take a risk, just risk, take a risk.
That's a good impression of him, though.
Thank you. And so I did the Fernando thing, and he's like, that's it, that's you. He's like, run with it. And then that was it. And then as time went on, it was time for a change,
As we know, there is the tag team match coming this Saturday, but let's say it doesn't go your way. Is there a title or a wrestler in IWS right now that you would like to face in the future in a one-on-ones match? Maybe for a title, non-title match? Who is it?
I would definitely like to get in there with Kevin Blanchard for that Canadian championship. I think we can have a hell of a match. I've seen him work countless times. I think we can really tear it up out there, and I would love to go after that Canadian championship.
That would be something to see, and that would be a great match as well. I know, like we talked about before, you train with Speedball Mike Bailey and Professor Shane Hawk. What's the process that goes into that? Can anybody go train there, or do you have to be an IWS wrestler? What's the process there?
So the way it works is anybody can come to the dojo. The first training is free.
Okay.
And then if you enjoyed what you did, you can sign up from there. And our classes are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 to 10 p.m. And now we've actually added a Sunday class too, from 1 to 3 p.m. So you can train 3 times a week. And depending on how Speedball is feeling, you might just open the dojo any day of the week. He's crazy. He'll train literally at any time.
He loves to wrestle, Speedball Mike Bailey, and I would love to see him on a bigger stage one day in the future. To me, honestly, I think his fit would be AEW. Where would you see him as
AEW? AEW, 100%. WWE is going in a bit of a different direction right now. They want like young non-wrestler guys. They want like the big jacked guys, which is why they're gonna push Braun Breaker to the moon, I'm sure. And Speedball, I could see him in AEW 100%. Getting in there, guys like Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, just killing it. I could see him going right in and just mixing it up with Sammy Guevara for the TNT title. I could see that. Like, I see it, you know?
I'd love to see that too.
He has the most patience I've seen in a teacher, I think, ever. He sees something good in every one of his students, and he tries his absolute best to push them past the whatever plateau or ceiling they may be stuck at, and tries to he finds something that everybody does well, and he just blows it up and makes it like he perfects it. He's like a teaching artist. He like me myself personally, like with the Fernando character, there was a point where I kind of got stuck. I was kind of stuck being a comedy guy. Kind of the character was limiting me in a way. Kind of like I was stuck being a chicken shit heel, and I was always like the guy that would get a few moves in, get my ass kicked most of the match, and maybe steal the win on a schoolboy or something. And Speedball would see me in training, and he would be like, I feel like you could do so much more. I feel like your ceiling is so much higher. And he really took it upon himself to expand my moveset and make me more serious. And he's also the reason for my recent name change to Matt Viviani. He wanted more authenticity in my character. Okay. So this IWS show is actually going to be my last show as Fernando.
Wow. So that's the culmination of Fernando. There's nothing left for Fernando. You're going to be going forward with this is your actual real name.
Yeah, Matt Viviani. On Facebook for the longest time, I've been just Matthew Busato, but my last name is actually hyphenated. And it was actually my girlfriend Namita's idea to use Viviani. I was actually going to go with Busato, but I didn't like the way it rolled off the tongue. Matthew Busato, I just didn't like it. And she's like, "What about Viviani?" And then I started thinking about it. Matt Viviani, and it has like the same kind of cadence as Ted DiBiase. And I'm like, you know what? Yes. That works. And so I'm dropping the Rose, I'm dropping the Lover stuff. However, I'm keeping Careless Whisper, but it's going to coincide with my new character, which is kind of an 80s Vice City style character, retro synthwave style. And I'm going to have a synthwave version of Careless Whisper and a whole new look, which is coming soon.
So so basically this weekend, this Saturday is the last time we are going to see Fernando De La Cruz as a character in IWS.
That's it. That's the end.
So I'm glad I'm going to be there this Saturday. I hope everyone else is there. Could you tell us, for everybody out there, where they could find you on social media so they could follow your wrestling journey?
Okay, so my new handles, I think on Twitter and Instagram right now are at MattViviani91. And on Facebook, if you want to add me on Facebook, go right ahead. I'm Matthew Busato Viviani.
Very good, very good. And I know everybody out there, there's still a couple of tickets left, not too many, but get your tickets while they last for this Saturday, the 16th of October at Mtelus Arena, where you could see Fernando De La Cruz potentially becoming the #1 contender for the tag team titles. I can't wait to see it. Fernando, is there anything else you want to say to your opponents before this big match on Saturday?
Oh, man, bring everything you got, because I know it's a 4 corners tag match, and once I'm in that ring, I'm not looking to tag any other team. I'm going right for the win. I'm going. Hopefully, I get in there with the smallest guy and just get him quick. Bang. I don't want to get in the ring with Franky the Mobster again, because he had his way with me last time. I'll tell you, if he gets tagged in, Giordano, you better get ready for a tag.
That's great. That's great. I want everybody to follow Fernando on social media platforms all around, especially us as well on YouTube, Jofo in the Ring, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. And we'll see you this Saturday. Fernando, thank you very much. I will be cheering you on. And I've told a lot of people this. You are one of my favorite wrestlers in IWS, Fernando De La Cruz.
I appreciate it.
And now you're going to be my second favorite, Matthew Viviani. So.
Oh, there we go. There you go. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
And I'll see you this Saturday. And everybody out there, remember, wrestling is life.